My fellow Americans, welcome to the American Patriots channel. Freedom of speech is the foundation of a free society. When support for free speech is eroded, free society disappears and oppressive power takes its place. Words offer the only path to truth, while silence offers nothing. Even now, there are those that do not want me to speak because they know that the truth will expose them. They hope that no one will notice me so that no one will hear the truth. And the truth is, there is something very wrong with this country, isn't there? There is mismanagement of the government, inflation and economic hardship, inequality and injustice, division, an invasion of illegal immigrants, intolerance, oppression, violence, and fear. And where we once had the freedom to question, the freedom to object, and the freedom to express our opinions, we now have censorship, intolerance, systemic coercion, and threats, all to force us to conform, to silence us, to force us to submit to the will of a higher authority. How did this happen? Who is causing this? And what is this higher authority? Sure, there are those that are more responsible than others. And when I say more responsible, I am referring to the media. I cannot begin to tell you how divisive and destructive they are. They will be held accountable for their actions. But the media are only the mouthpiece. They are not the ones who are in control. I will expound more on that in a few moments. For now, if we want to know who else is involved and we want to know the truth, then we need only to look to ourselves. It's not hard to understand why. We were not fully aware of what was going on. The media are crafty devils, and they know how to trick us into believing just about anything. The world's most well-known expert in disinformation once said, "Through clever and constant application of propaganda, people can be made to see paradise as hell, and also the other way around, to consider the most wretched sort of life as paradise." So the media has been leading us around by the nose, and we didn't even know it. But then we did see things that didn't look right. We were aware that something was wrong, but we were reluctant to speak out, afraid to push back, to stand up and publicly declare, "That's not right." We have seen what happens to those brave enough to say something. They have been ridiculed, vilified, and slandered, or worse yet, they have lost their jobs. It happened with Jennifer Say, senior executive at Levi Strauss. She spoke out about COVID-19 restrictions in schools. Not long after that, the chief executive of Levi's told her that unless she remained silent on the subject, she would not continue to be employed with the company. She refused and ended up losing her job. When someone says that they favor hiring the most qualified candidate for a job, or admitting the most qualified student into a university, that is labeled as discrimination. Those that say all lives matter are called racists. Those who don't want illegal immigrants to enter our country are said to be prejudiced. And those that believe that abortion should be illegal are accused of being against women's rights, although an unborn baby's right to life doesn't seem to matter. We are much like that unborn baby. Either stay out of the way or get crushed. These attacks have even gone so far as to target dead people. Statues of some of our presidents have been vandalized, others have been removed, and their names have been erased from buildings. So in the midst of all of this, we have chosen to remain silent. And again, silence offers nothing. There's no need to feel bad because, after all, who wouldn't be hesitant when the powers that be attack anyone who speaks out? I am here today to remind this country of what it has forgotten. Long ago, a great patriot wished to warn us of the impending crisis. He stood for truth, justice, and freedom, and his hope was that those were not mere words, but symbols of the ideals that our nation has embraced. It was Ben Franklin, and he said, "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." So now we understand what's going to happen if we continue to play it safe by remaining silent. We will see our right to free speech erode further, and we will still be afraid. If you watch the so-called news on television or read about it in social media, know that you are being misled. The media are so clever at disguising what they are really doing. They are spreading the toxin that is dividing our nation and making it ill. Do you realize that they are promoting the narrative that certain racial groups need special treatment, need to be given what amounts to a handout because they are not good enough to cut it on their own? In effect, they are saying that we should judge a person based on the color of their skin instead of the content of their character. The media have been weaponized to destroy anyone who dares to speak the truth and stand in their way. Their power to coerce affects us all. Even the mightiest American corporations tremble at the thought of being targeted by the media. So they too have become tools to pressure us to conform. I am here to spread the truth that has been hidden from us and to end this silence. We are being manipulated as if we were puppets on a string. The puppeteers, the manipulators of the masses, the ones who are behind all of this are the political parties. They are oppressing our nation and working to control us to gain power. So if you choose to see nothing, to look away from the crimes of this government, a government that refuses to uphold the fundamental right of free speech, then I suggest that you remain silent. Just be aware that the most dangerous thing that we could do is to choose to do nothing. But if you feel that something is truly wrong with our country, and you now see what I see, then I ask that you stand with me. We, the American patriots, are the cure that will make our nation well again. We will free our politicians from the power-hungry political parties by making them nonpartisan. And we will hold the media and corporations accountable for any attempt to violate our First Amendment right to free speech. It's time to raise our voices and let everyone know that we will not be silenced. It's time to open a can of whoop-ass on these devils. So if the media attacks someone for voicing their opinion, silence them by turning the channel. If a company tries to silence one of its employees, boycott them by not purchasing their products. And if anyone tries to silence you, file a lawsuit. Most importantly, vote anyone out of office who is not a true servant of the people. Please subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and most importantly, share it with your friends. Tell them that you are an American patriot and have joined the fight for justice and freedom. So now you know the truth. In the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32, it says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." As always, thanks for watching.
Many months of sacrifice and self-discipline lie ahead, months in which both our patience and our will be tested, months in which many threats and denunciations will keep us aware of our dangers. But the greatest danger of all would be to do nothing. The path we have chosen for the present is full of hazards, as all paths are. But it is the one most consistent with our character and courage as a nation and our commitments around the world. The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it. And one path we shall never choose, and that is the path of surrender or submission.